Monsoon season has begun in South Korea, and a heavy rain advisory was issued for the greater Seoul area and almost all parts of South Korea over the weekend.
주말 동안 수도권과 전국의 거의 모든 지역에 호우특보가 내려졌습니다. 전국의 집중호우를 동반하는 본격적인 장마철이 시작됐습니다.
A military plane has crashed into the southern Philippines, killing at least 29 people, while dozens have been pulled alive from the burning wreckage.
필리핀 남부에서 군용기 한 대가 추락했습니다. 최소 29명이 숨졌고 불타는 비행기 잔해에서 수십 명의 부상자가 구조됐습니다.
Tropical Storm Elsa has battered the southern coasts of Haiti and the Dominican Republic, downing trees and blowing off roofs as it moved towards Cuba, killing at least 3 people.
열대성 폭풍 엘사가 아이티와 도미니카 공화국의 남해안 지역을 강타했습니다. 쿠바 쪽으로 이동한 엘사는 나무를 쓰러뜨리고 지붕을 날리는 피해를 입혔고 최소 3명이 사망했습니다.
Retail oil prices in South Korea rose for the 9th consecutive week to reach the highest level in nearly 3 years amid a global oil rally, data showed Sunday.
상승하는 국제 유가의 영향으로 국내 휘발유 값이 9주 연속 상승했습니다. 전국 주유소의 휘발유 값은 거의 3년 만에 최고치를 기록했습니다.
A Brazilian Supreme Court justice has authorized a criminal investigation into President Jair Bolsonaro's response to allegations of potential corruption within his health ministry involving a vaccine deal.
브라질 대법원이 자이르 볼소나로 대통령에 대한 범죄 수사를 허가했습니다. 볼소나로 대통령은 브라질 보건부의 백신 구매를 둘러싼 의혹과 관련해 검찰 조사를 받게 됐습니다. Well, as you can tell, we're doing things a little differently today. It is a special we're doing here, our morning special, and we have our newscaster, Juyeon, with me in the studio. Good morning, Juyeon.
Good morning, Sue. It's great to be here about 10 minutes early.
Yes, lovely to have you right from the start. How are you today?
I'm doing good, as usual. Mondays are always a bit hard, but starting off with you is always a pleasure.
Oh, you're so kind. All right, well, we are going to give out our 무모한 문장 mission one more time. 오늘 오프닝에서요, 무모한 문장 미션 드렸었는데요. 다시 한번 이 미션 알려주시겠어요?
Yes. 잘 못 들으신 분들 혹시 있을까봐 저희가 미션 한 번만 더 다시 드릴게요. 남들을 무조건 따라가려고 하거나 뒤처지지 않으려고 애쓰지 마세요. 이 문장, how would you say this in English?
That's right.
Well, I had a specific idiom in mind, but
Yeah?
I don't think that you always have to keep to that idiom. I think that you can become quite creative.
Yeah.
Try to focus on 누구를 따라가려고 하다, 모방하려고 하다. 이 문장은 어떻게 하실까요?
그래요. 남들을 무조건 따라가려고 하거나 뒤처지지 않으려고 애쓰지 마세요. 아주 재밌는 영어 표현이 있습니다. 사실 어떤 가족과 관련된 표현이라고 볼 수도 있을 것 같고요. 따라잡다라는 표현도 같이 쓰시면 되겠습니다. We'll give you a few more clues in just a bit. Let us know what you think this is in English. Send in your messages through Pandy. And of course, you can text us at pound 1045 as well. That will cost you 51 for short messages and 101 for longer ones. 샵 1045는요. 짧은 문자 50원, 긴 문자 100원의 이용료가 들고요. 스마트폰 반디 앱으로도 많이 도전해 주시면 되겠습니다. 앱 아직 다운로드 안 받으신 분들은 BANDI 반디 아니면 한글로 반디 해서 찾으시면 되겠습니다. You can, of course, be as creative as you like.
Yes, please do.
네, 그래요. 지금 반디가 불안정하신 분들은요, EBS 라디오 공식 채널 유튜브로도 보실 수 있습니다. 지금 바로 EBS 라디오 공식 유튜브 채널 들어오시면 되겠습니다. 제목이 EBS 라디오 공식 채널이에요. 이쪽으로 들어오시면 저희 생방송으로 방송하는 것 같이 보시고 참여하실 수 있습니다. 용기 있게 도전해 주세요. All right, well, Juyeon, let's go over the headlines together in detail.
Sure. Monsoon season has begun in South Korea, and a heavy rain advisory was issued for the greater Seoul area and almost all parts of South Korea over the weekend.
That's right. It was a rainy weekend.
Yes.
And especially for the central regions, as you mentioned just there. Yeah, tell us about it.
Yes. Well, the Korea Meteorological Administration, the KMA, said the heavy rain watch has taken effect, and it will take effect in Seoul and Gyeonggi province. Well, this was back on Saturday, so that's why we had a lot of rain over the weekend. There are certain differences in the heavy rain watch or the advisory. And so under the advisory, there is the heavy rain watch, which is the 주의보, 호우주의보, and the warning, which is the 호우경보. So there's different levels. At the moment, it's a heavy rain watch or 호우주의보. And this also entails when a 3-hour precipitation of more than 60 millimeters or a 12-hour rainfall of more than 110 millimeters is predicted.
That's right. Well, we may see a bit of a dry spell for 1 or 2 days, but we're expecting more rain to come. We are indeed in the midst of the monsoon season.
That's right.
Well, have your brollies ready at all times. Let's move on to our second headline.
Yes. A military plane has crashed in the southern Philippines, killing at least 45 people, while dozens have been pulled alive from the burning wreckage.
Unfortunately, we have had a bit of an update with the casualties,
Yes.
as you just said there. At least 45 people have died from this accident. Tell us what happened.
Well, the plane was trying to land in Holo Island in Sulu province when it overshot the runway. And as we have mentioned, it was an unfortunate accident. The soldiers saw the flames and smoke coming up from the wreckage. And they were part of the military's stepped-up presence in the southern Philippines to combat Islamist militants, such as the Abu Sayyaf group. And the state news agency carried pictures of the crash site showing the wreckage on fire. Right. It's an unfortunate incident, and we hope that we will be able to recover more people.
Well, dozens of people have been rescued and have been taken to hospital, but as you said, the casualty figures are rising as we speak. 네, 두 번째 headline입니다. Military plane has crashed in the southern Philippines, killing at least 45 people, while dozens have been pulled alive from the burning wreckage. Let's move on.
Tropical storm Elsa has battered the southern coasts of Haiti and the Dominican Republic, downing trees and blowing off roofs as it moved toward Cuba, killing at least 3 people.
네, 우리는 아이티라고 하는데요. 영어에서는 Haiti라 그러죠.
Yes, that's
네,
right.
H 발음을 해주고요. 그다음에 가운데 모음도 우리랑 좀 발음을 다르게 합니다. 자, 그래서 이제 아이티 지역과 도미니카 리퍼블릭 지역을 지나서 이제 자메이카와 큐바를 향해서 지금 가고 있다. 바로 Tropical Storm Elsa의 얘기입니다. Beautiful name, not so beautiful storm.
Yes. Some children might be better known with the name Elsa, but it was a Category 1 hurricane up until Saturday morning, and it caused widespread damage in several eastern Caribbean islands on Friday. It was the first hurricane of the Atlantic season. So I hope that they were better prepared for it because they knew it was coming.
Yeah, according to some reports I read yesterday, the storm was traveling at a sustained speed of around 110 kilometers an hour, so extremely fast. However, this morning, the CNN tells us that it has weakened a little bit. However, it is heading towards Florida, and the people there are bracing for the storm as well.
Yes.
자, headline number 3입니다. Tropical storm Elsa has battered the southern coasts of Haiti and the Dominican Republic, downing trees and blowing off roofs as it moved toward Cuba, killing at least 3 people. 여기서 downing이라는 것은 이제 뭔가 쓰러뜨린다는 뜻이 있죠.
That's right. I think that it's a very amusing expression, downing trees and then blowing off roofs. You can actually visualize that in your head.
네, 그래요. 다음 헤드라인 가보겠습니다. This is headline number 4.
Retail oil prices in South Korea rose for the 9th consecutive week to reach the highest level in nearly 3 years amid a global oil rally, data showed Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you noticed.
Oh,
I'm sure
have
you did.
definitely
you drive.
noticed.
Yeah. Gas prices have been going up, and up. What's going on?
Well, the average gasoline prices, I'm sure everyone has noticed because it's not just a small hike. It's huge, actually. It was 1,600.91 per liter in the 5th week of June, and this was going up 13.51 from a week earlier. The gasoline prices are actually increasing very fast or going up. And the Korea National Oil Corporation, or KNOC, are expecting the oil prices to continue growing.
Yeah.
This is because of surging demand in the United States, a reduced inventory level, because the U.S. is now just coming out of the COVID-19 lockdowns.
Yeah, and that's what a rally is, isn't
Yes.
it? When things are doing very well. For example, in the stock market, you would call that a rally as well. But in this case, we're talking about oil prices going up. And we've been seeing that here in Korea. The prices have reached the highest level in nearly 3 years.
That's right. So the price surpassed 1,600 won, that mark, for the first time since November of 2018. That's why I'm really feeling it.
맞아요. rally 대신에 뭐 rebound 쓰기도 하는데 반등이라는 뜻이 있습니다. 3년 만에 이렇게 기름값이 최고치를 기록하고 있다라는 소식이에요. Retail oil prices in South Korea rose for the 9th consecutive week to reach the highest level in nearly 3 years amid a global oil rally, data showed Sunday. Well, Julian, let's check our final headline.
Sure. A Brazilian Supreme Court justice has authorized a criminal investigation into President Jair Bolsonaro's response to allegations of potential corruption within his health ministry involving a vaccine deal.
Okay, well, tell us about this story.
Well, I think that we have been talking about President Bolsonaro and his threatened throne, I guess, for many weeks now. But in Friday's decision, the Supreme Court Justice Rosa Weber said that the investigation is supported by recent testimony in a Senate committee investigating the government's handling of the COVID-19 pandemic. And so prosecutors will investigate whether Bolsonaro committed the crime of prevarication, which entails delaying or refraining from action required as a part of the public official's duty.
Right.
There seem to be irregularities in the invoices that have been collected, particularly a $45 million upfront payment to a Singapore-based company.
It's significant because it's an inquiry into an incumbent president.
That's right.
So when you authorize something, it's like allowing, but way more formal.
That's right. And if you authorize something, if you have the right to authorize something, it means that you're very high up in the hierarchy and that you're doing something very officially.
Exactly. Authorize는요, 뭔가 승인한다라는 뜻이 있습니다. Allow랑 비슷하긴 하지만 allow는 그냥 단순히 그냥 허락하다 이런 느낌이라면 authorize는 매우 공식적이죠. 그래서 승인하다라는 의미로 보시면 되겠고 뭘 승인했느냐? 범죄 수사를 브라질의 대법원에서 이제 승인을 했다라는 뜻입니다. 현 대통령에 대한 검찰 수사가 진행되고 있습니다. Alright, well, those were our headlines. 지금까지 뉴스캐스터 조주연님과 함께 오늘의 headlines 특집으로 이렇게 조금 다르게 자세히 살펴봤습니다.